So I'm here because Dave Nonis was out on a scouting trip and is flying back. He'll be here for tonight's game. But spoke with Dave Nonis, spoke with the coaching staff, spoke with Nazem Kadri. He won't be playing in our next 2 games. We've explained that to Naz. We've told him if things go well, he'll be available for the game against Vancouver.
Why the change?
It's not a change.
Okay.
Is this a result of a bigger issue than just showing up late to a meeting on Sunday?
You know, there's more to this, obviously, than if this were just a case of Nazem being 15 minutes late for a meeting one time. Yes, then you could probably sweep this under the rug and handle this internally and maybe take the guys out to lunch or something like that. The easiest thing for us to do at this point would be to sweep it under the rug and put this off to the off-season to deal with. But Naz is an important part of our future. We like Nazem Kadri. His teammates like him. We expect a certain level of professionalism. It's time for him to start making better decisions. There's a history here, and there comes a point in the careers of many hockey players, similar situations. But it comes a point where you've got to grow up. Naz is 24 now. This is not something that we felt would benefit him if we swept it under the rug. So he understands our decision. He understands how serious we are about him taking the next step. And incidents like this won't be tolerated.
How did he accept the news, Brendan?
No, obviously he was very disappointed, but he understood. He knew that this was a little bit more than just a simple one-time morning of sleeping in and being late for practice at a very bad time in our season. So he understood. He's disappointed, and I've asked him to just work hard. I've explained it to our captains what we're doing. They understand. I told them that I don't want them talking about it. I want them to just focus on the game against Buffalo. I've said the same thing to our coaches. Our coaches were in on this decision, but this was something that Dave Nonis and I and our coaches all talked about.
So who made the decision, Brendan? Was it yourself who made the decision?
I just said.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So has this been an ongoing thing that you've dealt with?
There's been some incidents. Like I said, there's a maturing process that happens for all NHL players, and I think Naz is at a point now in his career where we expect him to be a little bit more consistent. And again, like I said, the easiest thing to do would be to sweep this under the rug. We would not be doing Nazem, who we care about, a service if we did that. We need this to be a real learning moment, and it's something that has happened to me in my career. It's something that has happened to a lot of players. It's really how you respond to it that's important to us, and we didn't think it would help him or our team or our organization if we didn't address it in a firm way.
Brendan, what's a moment in your career that you can look back on like this, and what did you take from it, I guess?
Well, I think it happens with everybody, lots of guys. I mean, not everybody enters the NHL with the maturity of some of our more esteemed players. I certainly didn't. There's always a learning process, but again, he's 24 years old. It's time for him to take that next step, and you know, we care about him. We think he's an important part of this future, and if we didn't think that, if we didn't think there was a potential for him to be an important part of our future, we might not be feeling the same way about this incident.
If he had a point, Brendan, in his career where if he doesn't change his off-ice activities, he can no longer be a part of the organization?
I think that everybody has to, everybody in the NHL has to obviously make sure that on the ice and off the ice they're professional and that they make good decisions.
Brendan, he told reporters the other day that this is the first time he slept in and missed a meeting. Is that not true then?
I'm not going to go into any of the details. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want our coaches to, I don't want our players to. This is not a completely unique situation. It's time for Naz, and lots of players deal with it. It's his time now. It's his time to respond. He understands it. We want to work with him because he's an important part for us. But sweeping this under the rug would have been the easiest, but probably the weakest move for us. If this was a one-time thing, yeah, you'd love to handle this internally, have them take the guys to lunch, pay a fine, donate some money to charity, something like that. But this is a moment where a player has to look in the mirror and make some decisions.
Is this an important time to